Hello, it's Judith here with this week's video, and apologies to those of you who think Christmas can't even be mentioned before December, and I must admit I tend to agree with you because we're going to start talking about Christmas. The next few sessions leading up to the day are going to be about some of the issues we have to deal with around Christmas, because it can be a delightful, amazing, wonderful time, but it can also add stresses and strains into situations which maybe are already not as good as they might be. So today we're going to start with the practical stuff. So I have relatively little to do these days. My days of shopping and cooking and doing the Christmas lunch and the Boxing Day lunch and every other entertaining opportunity are thankfully over, and I've passed the mantle down to my daughter and daughter-in-law. But I'm still thinking, oh my goodness, I haven't done anything yet. So there is the sort of panic you get into when you talk to the people who say, oh, I've bought all my presents and wrapped them all and written all my cards and yeah, okay, right. Please don't talk to me about it. Okay, so how can you deal with the stuff that has to be done, which will be different for all of us, more for some than for others, but how can we manage it so that it doesn't wake us up at 3 o'clock in the morning or make us feel really, really stressed and unable to enjoy things? I think that's the biggest problem. Sometimes people get themselves so overwhelmed and overworked by the time it gets to the event itself. They are just absolutely exhausted and can't enjoy it. There's a picture of me and my husband after Christmas dinner, fast asleep on the sofa, because we were absolutely, dinner over, we were absolutely shattered and just could do nothing but fall asleep. So I don't want you to be in that state this Christmas. So practically, and apologies, I'm going to be a bit nerdy here. I was once a project manager, so we're going to talk about planning. So how can you plan and then manage that plan so that Christmas is as stress-free as it possibly can be in terms of all of the activities that have to be done? Because it's not just the stuff getting ready for the event, it's the things you have to go to if you're a parent, or the people you have to visit or have to visit, because you can't fit everybody in on the day. So yeah, there's lots of things to do and think about. So step number one is write a list. I am a huge believer in lists. And I change the way I do lists on a fairly regular basis. And there is no perfect one, but you pick the way that's best for you. Just take a piece of paper and write down all of the things that you have to do or have to manage or arrange before Christmas. And maybe if you want to be really nerdy, you can put them into categories of different types of stuff, things to be bought, things to be made, things to be done, whatever, but your choice. Just make that list. And then you can either review the list at that point, but I'm going to leave that one for now and say, next step then is to plan. Get your diary out, look at your electronic calendar, whatever, compare calendars with whoever else needs to be involved, and decide when things are going to be done, when activities towards whatever are going to take place. And try to be generous with the amount of time you allow for everything on your list, because I can absolutely guarantee they will take longer than you anticipate, because they always do, in my experience anyway. So either be a bit generous or just add on 10%. That's what we used to do. Add on 10%. When you've worked it out, just add on 10%. And perhaps build a little bit of contingency into your diary. Now, it may well be, in fact, it's probably more probable than possible, that when you've done that, you realise there are more things to do than there is time to do them in. So this is where you go back to the list and you review it. And you're reviewing it with a view to identifying the absolute must-dos. You know, if you're cooking a Christmas dinner, let's say you're going to be traditional and standard, you need a turkey. So that normally means you need to have ordered, you know, some things are a must, other things are possibly nice to have, but not essentials. So I'm calling this step delegate or ditch. So go through the list, identify the musts. For the others, decide either can you just drop them or can you get somebody else to do them? And if when you look at your lists of absolutely have to be done, there's still not enough time in your calendar, then you're talking about delegating, asking somebody to bring something towards a meal, or asking somebody to take on some of the tasks. The objective here is for you to get to Christmas Day or Christmas Eve or whenever you start celebrating in a position that you can actually enjoy it, as opposed to in a position that you're absolutely exhausted and fall asleep, or you're so stressed out that you're not nice to be with and you don't enjoy it, and neither does anybody else. Be very ruthless when you go through your list about what's absolutely necessary and what isn't. Be very ruthless when you mark those that can be ditched. And if people complain, say, well, you can pick that one up if you like, I'm not doing it. And be very firm about it. And yeah, do ask other people for help. You know, if you're doing the main event in terms of catering and shopping and cooking and etc., then get people to help, either leading up to or on the day. You know, you don't have to peel the potatoes and the carrots and prepare the sprouts and the parsnips. You can get other people to do it, or share the burden with you. Okay, there will be a link to a planner, just in case you don't know where to start. You do it how you like to do it, but this is here just in case you need a bit of help in doing it. And if you do start getting really stressed and anxious, then come talk to me, because I can probably find a way to help you to relax and maybe even go through the practical stuff if you need to, because yeah, I can still remember how to do that. So you know where I am. If you just want to talk, if you need some help in relaxing, or you need some practical help in getting your list down to a manageable size, and that doesn't mean I can just about do everything in every spare minute that I've got. It means I can do it with comfort and some enjoyment, and not getting to the end absolutely exhausted or terribly fraught and stressed. Okay, that's me for this week. We will move on to other Christmas issues in the next few videos coming up during December. Until then, take care of yourself, and I will see you next time. Bye.